Welcome back to Jay, the Sports Professor channel. Today's topic, we're going to go ahead and talk about Caleb Williams. Now, for those who don't know Caleb Williams, he's the former Heisman Trophy winner and starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Now, Caleb Williams is from the Washington, D.C. area. He also played at USC and Oklahoma during his college days. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about, will Caleb Williams have a breakout season? Reason number one, Ben Johnson. For many years, as long as I've watched Chicago Bears, they've always been a losing franchise to a certain degree. They've always been known for their defense, but really never known for their offense. And from the last time the last time the Chicago Bears had an explosive offense was when they had Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall, Bernard Berrien, Musa Muhammad. Those are the players you think about when you think about the Chicago Bears offense. But the Chicago Bears always been known for their defense. Rooting back from the 85 Bears, Mike Singletary, Ron Rivera, Walter Payton. Like I said, the last decade and some change, Chicago Bears have never really won a playoff game, except for that 2006 season when they made it to the Super Bowl when they had Lovie Smith. I truly believe that this year the Chicago Bears at minimum should win 10 games, minimum. But because of what they have going on, they're going to win a lot of games. Ben Johnson, he is the current Chicago Bears head coach. He was just recently hired. He came from the Detroit Lions as their offensive coordinator and led their high-power offense led by Jared Goff. And they did a really good job of moving the chains, playing all play action, running the football, utilizing the weapons on the perimeter. I mean, Detroit Lions for the past 3-4 years have been explosive, right? And prior, y'all remember, Detroit Lions were really never good. But because of Dan Campbell reviving that franchise, and he also had those pieces together with Coach Glenn and Ben Johnson, and now that they both went to their respective jobs as head coaches, and I believe both coaches are going to be successful. But we're talking about Ben Johnson. Now, Ben Johnson is really good when it comes to developing quarterbacks and creating big-time plays on offense. Now, with a player like Caleb Williams, who has a big-time arm, makes those off-schedule plays, he has that Mahomes-like type throws. This past season was a really rough season. Now, statistically, it wasn't too bad. Caleb Williams might be the best quarterback to ever play for the Chicago Bears, if all said and done, based off his potential, based off his intangibles, and based off some of the things I see on film. Now, let's be honest, Caleb Williams had an up and down rookie year. Offensive line was really bad, but he had all the weapons around him. He had Adunze, he had Keenan Allen, he had DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. They had that nice tight end. And with Ben Johnson being an offensive guru and a pretty good coach, because again, a lot of players respect Ben Johnson. He has a really good reputation around the league. So with Ben Johnson's leadership and his ability to coach quarterbacks and revitalize quarterbacks like he revitalized Jared Goff's career and kept it going, I truly believe it's going to work. I believe that the relationship between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams is definitely going to mesh, right? Now, of course, he hired an offensive coordinator, but we know that usually with offensive coaches, they have more say as far as how they want their offense ran. Now, going back to Caleb Williams, you can see his arm talent, right? We all know his arm talent. We all know his ability to throw the ball off schedule. He can throw from the pocket. He can throw outside the pocket. But my only concern with Caleb Williams is making sure that he's well protected, right? He went through a storm as far as protection, and there was rumors, I guess, from the previous coach that they didn't coach him up. They didn't prep him, right? And this is the National Football League. You have to be prepared. Any detail that's left out is going to hurt you, right? So my thing is, guys, it's truly important that Caleb Williams has protection. And the Chicago Bears did a great job in free agency as far as getting the offensive linemen. and they did a great job in the draft as far as getting more weapons for Caleb Williams. So with Ben Johnson's structure and the way he operates teams and how players relate to him and how players play hard for him, I believe that with his coaching style and his young, energetic spirit is going to help Chicago Bears win 12 or more games. I truly believe. Number 2, Caleb Williams has more weapons. They drafted that tight end. I forgot the young man's name, but they drafted an explosive tight end with a lot of size. That's really going to complement the other tight end, because you notice that a lot of successful teams or teams who make it to the Super Bowl have 2 really good tight ends, right? Think about that time when the Patriots had Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. Rest in peace to Aaron Hernandez, right? And when they both had really explosive tight ends, nobody could stop them. Now, with Caleb Williams having those weapons added from the draft, is definitely going to enhance his play, especially that protection. Having a strong offensive line in any level, ranging from high school, college, and the pros, is extremely important. And not to touch upon Shedeur Sanders way too much, but Shedeur Sanders was the most sacked quarterback in college football. So imagine getting sacked and getting hit every play and what that does to your psychology, right? Psychologically, you're going to always anticipate you getting hit. But when you have a solid offensive line, you're more confident. You're able to read through your throws. You're able to go through your progressions. You're able to get the ball out sooner. Your passes are more crisp. When the receivers are open, you're able to deliver the ball. You're able to analyze the field when you have protection. But realistically, this is the NFL, so there's going to be times where you're going to get hit as a quarterback. And Caleb Williams definitely experienced that, because, again, when he was at USC, he had very clean pocket. No one really touched him. And he was able to make all the throws. He was able to make all scheduled throws and stuff like that. But the NFL is a little different, right? Guys are faster, stronger, more athletic, are smarter. And again, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to play specific positions. So there's got to be some film study. I'm sure Caleb Williams is going to watch film and be extremely prepared. If you look at the history of quarterbacks, and with Caleb Williams having that experience his rookie year and seeing how the NFL is, and now that he has more of an established coach or somebody who has more flavor, somebody who's young, who's vibrant, in Ben Johnson, I believe that with Caleb Williams and his ability to bring that team, I believe that Chicago Bears are going to be either first place or second place in the division. And I will say the only team that the Bears are going to compete with is the Green Bay Packers, because they have Jordan Love, and the Green Bay Packers are a really good team. So my only competition, like real competition, will be the Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions within their division. Now, the other divisions, that's a whole different story for another day. But again, we just got to focus on protecting Caleb, making sure that he's protecting the pocket, making sure that Caleb utilizes all the weapons that he has on the perimeter, making sure they run the football effectively. They had the Eric Bieniemy as a running backs coach, which I believe Eric Bieniemy is a good running backs coach. I'm not sure if he's a head coach material, but he's more of a great position coach, just in my opinion. I don't think he's that elite as a head. I don't think he'll be that elite as a head coach. If you look at his history, when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, we all know that Andy Reid had a lot to say as far as play calling. And we know that what happened at Washington with Eric Bieniemy, he didn't have a lot to work with, but a good offensive coordinator is going to put players in the best position to succeed and make plays. But in that season, he didn't necessarily put the Washington Commanders football players in the best position to succeed. Just my opinion. This is how I see the game, right? But with him being a running backs coach, I truly believe that they're going to succeed and do well. Like I said, and their defense is solid. Their defense was solid last year. They have Montez Sweat on the edge and other nice pieces in defense. So Chicago Bears should be a sleeper. They're going to be a sleeper. A lot of people are probably not anticipating them winning games. But again, they have every piece in the book to win games. And if the Chicago Bears have a losing season, I will be highly disappointed. Here's my prediction with Caleb Williams' stats. I believe Caleb Williams will throw for over 4,000 yards. 37 touchdown passes, maybe 13 or 14 interceptions. And he's going to have a really good season. He's going to have a breakout sophomore season. He's going to show them why he's the first overall pick and former Heisman Trophy winner. And he's going to show these people why he belongs in the National Football League, right? Again, he had an up and down season last year because of the dysfunctionality of the team. And the head coach just was not up to par. He was not living up to the expectation. He just wasn't a good coach, honestly, you know? So, again, this year should be a much better year. The team should be a lot more energized, and I look forward to seeing the Chicago Bears win football games. What is y'all prediction? Do you believe Caleb Williams is going to have a 4,000-yard season? Do you believe the Chicago Bears are going to win more than 10 games? Shoot me a comment and tell me what you think. And stay tuned for the next episode of Jay, the Sports Professor.